Welcome to the Soulful Success by Design podcast. I'm Kendra Woods, your host and a former corporate healthcare executive turned entrepreneur. After battling burnout, I discovered the magic of human design. As a 6'2" splenic projector, I am here to lead you on a journey of self-discovery, self-mastery, and unstoppable growth. So join me as we dive into the world of human design, mindset, energetics, and aligned success. We will talk about the highs and the lows of creating soulful and meaningful success in your life and business on your terms. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Soulful Success by Design. All right, you all. So today's episode is not just a message. It is a movement. It is a transmission. It is a sacred reminder of who you already are. Because we are in the era of the woman who believes. Not just hopes, not just waits, but believes with everything in her being, in herself, in her vision, her capacity, her timing. And that woman is you. This conversation that I want to have with you today was birthed through a conversation that I was having earlier today with my business accountability partner. We were talking about, what is it that we feel our mission and our movement is in this world, right? And she said to me, Kendra, she's like, okay, how would you finish this sentence? She said, finish this sentence. What would the world be like if every woman blank, right? And she's like, finish that sentence. And so I was thinking about that. And then she started, sharing with me what came up for her. And so I was like, wow, like I was just so activated and inspired by what she shared. And so then we got to, came back to me. And for me, what that statement and what that question was is what would the world be like if every woman believed in her capabilities? Because for me, when I look at women and I believe in the power of us women, I see so many beautiful women around me with like all this amazing potential. And what gets me, what really lights a fire in my belly is when I see a woman who is full of potential, full of life, full of dreams, doubt herself or doubt her capabilities or look at her life as it is right now and think, how could this possibly happen? Right? Or she gets stuck in the how, or she gets stuck in the old like scarcity paradigm thinking of like, I don't have time and I got to wait until the kids are off to college. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Like you get to have your desires right now. And so for me, it's all about women really believing deeply in themselves and in their capabilities and knowing they're capable. I have a quote that's in front of me. It's by Nicki Minaj. And it says, I just want women to always feel in control because we're capable. We're so capable. And I cut that out when I saw it. And I can't remember where I got this from. It was online somewhere, but I copied that piece, I put it on a piece of paper, printed it out, and I have it here in front of me because I thought, yes, that is the essence of the movement that I am here to lead, right? Is really the resources that I create, the programs I create, the work that I do with my clients is all about helping her know just how freaking capable she is of creating the life and business of her dreams. You are capable of that. So in this episode, I'm walking you into the energetic shift that happens when you finally say yes to your power. Okay. And I want to share with you also the 7 things that shift when you believe in yourself and give you real life ways that this plays out in life and business. And then I'm going to close this episode by reading the official manifesto that came through from that question that I mentioned to you earlier. It's a piece that I wrote straight from my heart to yours. You'll want to keep it close. So let's really drop into this and get started. So let me ask you this question. What would change in your life or your business if you fully believed in your capabilities? Like really deep in your bones, in your soul believed. No more shrinking, no more doubting, no more waiting for permission. Because here's the truth. When you believe in your capabilities, your entire timeline shifts completely. Your trajectory completely shifts. You stop filtering your desires through old limitations. You stop abandoning your dreams to keep others comfortable. You stop asking the question, am I ready? And you start declaring, I am ready now. I am already the one. And then what happens? The world around you begins to reorganize itself in your favor. And it is about shifting your energy, shifting your mindset. There is something that I was listening to a class today in my mastermind from my mentor that I'm working with, and she talked about us believing that things can escalate quickly in our favor, right? And it was about really expecting what it is that you say that you desire instead of expecting the other shoe to drop or expecting difficulties or expecting discomfort. And so many of us walk around in this world and we say we want one thing, but on an energetic and subconscious level, we're expecting it to be hard. We're expecting it not to work out. Right? We're expecting for that other shoe to drop. It's like we're bracing ourselves and waiting for like something to go wrong. We see someone and they're not smiling or they have a frown on their face. What do we say? What's wrong? Right? We're so conditioned to be looking at and expecting the wrong, right? And so I messaged my husband this morning because I was listening to this teaching of hers when I was walking, and I just sent him a text message and I said, I'm available for things to escalate quickly in our favor today and every day. I'm available for the good. I'm available for life to work in my favor and to do it quickly. And that is this is what I want to help you to shift into. And this is what I call like energetic leadership. It's not just mindset work, it's embodiment work. It's you becoming the version of yourself who holds the frequency of her future right now in this very moment. So let's break this down. Okay. The 7 shifts that happen when you choose to deeply believe in your capabilities. Number 1, you rebalance power. You no longer shrink. You rise gracefully, boldly, unapologetically. You stop waiting for the right timing. You stop waiting for the right timing and you become the right timing. Okay. And so maybe that looks like finally launching your offer, or maybe it looks like raising your prices, or maybe that looks like resting without feeling guilty. How powerful is that? Resting without feeling guilty. That is powerful. Choosing yourself deeply and consistently. And so this is what it means to really like reclaim your power and rebalance your power. This is what it looks like. And what I want to share with you is that believing in yourself doesn't always feel like glamorous, right? It often shows up as walking towards something that doesn't make logical sense, but it feels completely aligned. It feels completely aligned. But your mind is like, I can't make sense of this. Like, it doesn't make sense. This is where we have to get out of our minds and really step into and trust in our bodies. And this is how we begin to rebalance the power by reclaiming our power and saying, you know what? I don't need to have this step-by-step linear laid out plan for me to move, for me to take action, for me to know that I'm in alignment. And in my own world, this is showing up for me. And I shared this with my community today because there is something that I am walking towards, my family is walking towards, that is a really big leap. And as we are saying yes to this leap, I am understanding even on a deeper level what it means to really be in my power and to move through this leap that we're taking from the seat of my power, from the seat of my knowing, without needing to have like this full plan all laid out. And that leap is Italy. Yes, me and my family are preparing to move across the world, a new country, a new rhythm, a new way of life. And here's the wild part about this is that we're doing it without having every single piece figured out. I am a woman who, I love clarity, structure, and safety. So this move is really stretching me in ways that I've never expected. And it's asking me to embody a new level of trust. It's asking me to really step into my power even more, to believe that this desire was placed in me for a reason. I've always wanted to like travel the world, to live overseas. And now we have been brought this opportunity. And so I'm being asked to step deeper into my power, to lead myself more deeply, to embody a new level of trust, to believe that I can build a life and a business abroad that honors my family, my vision, and my soul, to believe that the timing is divine, even if it's not always convenient. Because the thing is, when we're rebalancing our power, it's not about being ready, it's about deciding to walk with belief. Okay. And so there's a lot that begins to shift in your world in your favor when you stop waiting to be certain and you start honoring what you know in your bones is right. And so this move to Italy has become more than like a relocation. It's like a rebirth. It's a living, breathing example of what happens when you lead with trust. Okay. So rebalancing your power. And here's the thing that another example I want to share with you around this is as it pertains to this relocation to Italy. I could have waited until everything was perfect before making this move. My husband called me and he's like, "Babe, I got the offer. All I got to do is click yes. What do you want me to do?" And I could have waited and said, "Oh gosh, we've got school that's going to be starting soon." I could have made up all of the excuses as to why it wasn't perfect. I could have made up every excuse, right? About how this wasn't the perfect timing to move. But power isn't found in waiting. It's found in deciding that you're capable of figuring it out as you go. And listen, this is also a business principle. So many women are waiting in their business because they're waiting for the right time. They're waiting until they get there. They're waiting until they have more clarity here. But what I want you to do is I want you to decide that you're capable of figuring it out as you go because you can. All right. The second shift that happens when you believe, your dreams multiply. When belief enters, creativity begins to expand. You stop censoring your desires. You give yourself permission to want more, and your dreams begin to multiply because now they're rooted in what's possible, not in what's been. And so you begin to create not from fear, but from your truth. And that is where we want to be, is creating from our truth. That doesn't mean you won't ever feel fear, doesn't mean that, you won't experience that, but what it means is that you're leading from your truth instead of letting fear be the thing that's leading. And so your dreams multiply. And so for me, living abroad was always like this dream of mine. I didn't talk about it loudly to the world, but it's conversations that I've had in my home with my husband about how, like, I want to see the world. Like, I just have this deep desire to see the world, to see different places, to be among different people, to see how everyone and different people in the world live. But there was a point where I kind of like tucked that dream away because it almost felt like, okay, like who am I to want that? Or maybe that's really not for me. And yet, the moment I said yes to my husband, yes, go ahead and accept that offer, new dreams started flowing in personally and professionally. Okay. The third shift that happens when you believe is that your confidence becomes contagious. And this one I love because when you embody belief, the people around you feel it. Your children feel it, your clients feel it, your spouse feels it, your community feels it. You don't have to try to be magnetic. You are magnetic, right? And suddenly people around you begin to rise too, because your self-trust becomes their silent permission slip. And so, what I love about this is that my daughter gets to watch me trust myself as I'm navigating my business, as we are going to be navigating this move overseas. She's watching me, right? She sees her mom create a life led by desire and courage and not fear. And that changes her baseline. So, ladies, when we are doing this work, we are literally crafting a new baseline for our legacies, for the generation that's coming behind us. And I don't know about you, but that just gives me like all the feels in my body. Number four, the fourth shift that happens when you believe is you shift the flow of money. When you believe in yourself, you stop undercharging, you stop hiding your offers, you stop apologizing for wanting to be well paid. You price from alignment, you receive the openness, you circulate wealth with intention. So money becomes a mirror of your worth and not your wounds. So, this new adventure that we're embarking upon, I'm noticing that even how I think about income and business has shifted just that quick. I'm learning how to, on a deeper level, magnetize clients and opportunities from a completely different energy, less hustle and more energetic alignment. And that is what I've always desired in my business is more of the I want to create a business and a life from my energy. Not from, oh, let me work more hours. Let me get up early and stay up late. Let me hustle harder. No, I did that in corporate. Didn't like it. Not my jam, not my lane. Right? I want to bring life to me through my energy. The fifth shift that happens when you believe is your healing begins to accelerate because belief is the greatest balm. You stop repeating the story that you're not enough. You stop holding on to shame as your identity. You stop needing to prove your worth through hustle or over functioning. You literally become a woman who is whole right here, right now. And that version of you, she moves differently. She leads differently. She receives differently. So this move for me is peeling back so many old stories about what I'm allowed to want, about needing to control everything. And so every day I'm invited to choose peace, surrender, and belief. And I have said to myself, all right, I know that this move, just in its nature, it's going to be a little stressful, right? But I'm choosing right here and right now that it is going to be the most expansive, life-giving adventure that me and my family go on. Right? I'm going to infuse joy in it. I'm going to just be grateful for the whole entire process. And I'm going to choose to receive all of the learnings and all of the growth that this process is going to bring up in me and in those around me. And so my healing gets to accelerate and move faster. All right. The number six shift that happens when you believe is you give the next generation freedom. Oh my gosh, you all. This one. When you rise, your lineage rises with you. Your children watch you take up space. They hear how you speak about yourself. They feel your energy when you enter a room. And they learn from that that it's safe to dream, safe to lead, safe to believe. This is generational wealth. That's legacy. That is legacy. So Again, if I'm talking about this move that we're going to be making, we're not just moving for us. We're modeling something for our daughter, that life gets to be designed, that bold moves are worth making, and that you're capable of handling and moving through the bold yes. And that's going to be not only life-changing for me, for my husband, but also for her. And again, it's giving her a new baseline of how she gets to show up in life. All right. The seventh shift that happens when you believe is you reclaim the feminine. You stop trying to be more logical, more linear, more robotic, just to fit into someone else's model of success. Instead, you choose to trust your body, your pleasure, your rest, your timing. You remember that creation begins in stillness. And you no longer are chasing life, right? You lead it. And so in this journey of moving abroad, I'm being invited to trust my inner knowing over what's logical. So this move isn't a strategy. It's a soul call. It's like, yes, this is what my soul has been calling for. And I'm honoring it fully, fully. And you get to do the same. All right. So what I'd love to know from you, I just shared with you the 7 shifts that happen when you believe. I want you to go to Instagram once you're done with this episode. Go find me. I'm at Soulful Success by Design. Send me a DM and let me know which one of these shifts really lit you up. And you're like, I want you to tell me, yes, Kendra, I'm stepping into this one. This one is the one that I really want to work with and walk with. I'd love to know. Okay, so now I want to close by reading you the official manifesto for this era. Okay, a declaration for your soul. And I want you to just let these words land. Breathe them in. Let them remember you back to yourself. Here we go. The woman who believes, a manifesto for a new world. We envision a world where every woman remembers who she is, where she no longer questions her brilliance, her worth, her voice, or her vision, where self-doubt is no longer her baseline and self-belief becomes her birthright. When a woman believes in her capabilities, the world begins to shift. She stops waiting for permission. She stops apologizing for taking up space. She stops asking, am I enough? And starts declaring, I am the one. She writes the book. She launches the business. She leads the movement. She chooses herself again and again. In this world, power is redefined, rooted in compassion, clarity, and fierce devotion. Confidence becomes contagious, passed from one woman to another woman like sacred fire. Wealth flows differently, reinvested into communities, healing, and legacy. Children grow up watching their mothers rise and believing that rising is normal. Healing accelerates because a woman who believes doesn't carry shame. She alchemizes it into strength. The feminine is no longer a hidden force, it is a guiding one. We're not waiting for the world to change. We are the ones changing it with every act of belief, every courageous step, every decision to lead from soul. We are the blueprint. We are the ripple and the wave. We are the ones we've been waiting for. This is the era of the woman who believes. And when she does, everything changes. All right. So what I shared with you about us moving to Italy, this move is just one chapter in my journey of becoming the woman who believes. And I know you're walking through your own becoming too. And we walk through these seasons of becoming often. It's not just one season of becoming, right? So if this message stirred something in you, if you felt the resonance of what and who you're here to be, I would love to send you the manifesto as a beautiful visual reminder. Something to print, something to place on your altar, maybe, something to return to whenever you forget. So all you got to do is just send me a DM on Instagram with the word manifesto. You'll find me at Soulful Success by Design, and I will send it straight to you because this is your time. This is your season. This is the era of the woman who believes. And that woman is you. She's you. All right, loves, until next time, lead with soul, walk with power, and trust what you believe you become. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Soulful Success by Design. If you enjoyed our conversation and found value in it, please leave a rating and review on iTunes to help me continue bringing more inspiring content your way. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Soulful Success by Design or visit my website at kendrakWoods.com for extra inspiration and resources. I appreciate you so much and can't wait to connect with you in the next episode. Until then, remember to create success from your soul and on your terms.